who's actually going to get the most out of a whole-body massage chair, and who might be better off putting that money toward a few spa visits instead. If you're on the fence because you're wondering whether the Human Touch whole-body massage chair will really replace regular therapy sessions, or if you're worried about it taking up too much of your living room, you're not alone. I spent the last few weeks sitting in this chair, testing the foot-calf circulation rollers, the Swivel Recline, and the built-in heat while reading through the Amazon rating breakdown, 4.4 stars from over 500 buyers, to see whether the hype matches real-world use. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, the biggest hesitation most shoppers have is the footprint. This isn't a compact footstool, it's a full-size recliner that swivels 360 degrees, which means you need a dedicated space about the size of a small sofa. If you live in a studio apartment or share a room with a partner who already has a couch, you'll need to think twice. On the other hand, if you have a spare corner of a family room or a dedicated wellness nook, the chair can become a focal point, a piece of furniture that looks as polished as any leather sofa while also serving a therapeutic function. The next common worry is whether the massage experience just feels like a fancy vibration or actually delivers something you'd notice after a hard day at the office. I tried the chair after a marathon of back-to-back Zoom meetings, with the shoulders locked in a forward hunch. The 3D circulation foot and calf massager started out with gentle kneading, then progressed into deeper, more deliberate strokes that seemed to target the calves' muscle fibers. When the warmth kicked in, it felt like a heated blanket wrapping around the lower legs, which helped the circulation feel more alive. After 15 minutes, my calves were noticeably looser, and the lingering warmth persisted for a few minutes after I stood up. For someone who spends a lot of time on their feet, think retail workers, nurses, or even avid hikers, that calf and foot focus can be a game changer. The chair's ability to switch from a light relax mode to a more intense deep tissue setting without you having to fiddle with complicated menus is a practical strength. The control panel is laid out like a remote you'd use for a TV, a few clearly labeled buttons for intensity, heat, and program selection. I didn't have to watch a tutorial video to figure out how to start a session, which is a relief for anyone who isn't tech-savvy. Now, let's talk about the swivel function. In theory, a 360-degree swivel means you can turn the chair to face a window, TV, or simply spin back to a conversation with a partner without getting up. In practice, the swivel feels smooth and stable, but the chair's base is heavy. That's good for staying put during a massage, but it does make moving the chair from one spot to another a two-person job. If you anticipate rearranging your living room often, this could be a drawback. Noise is another factor people bring up when they read about massage chairs. While I don't have a decibel reading, the motor sounds are comparable to a quiet dishwasher, noticeable if you're in the same room but not enough to disturb a partner watching a movie. The foot calf rollers are a bit louder than the upper back rollers, which is expected given the larger motors needed for that area. If you're a light sleeper, you might want to run a session when you're not planning to go to bed immediately afterward. One of the biggest selling points that keeps people coming back to the Human Touch line is the whole body claim. In my testing, the chair did cover the neck, shoulders, back, hips, calves, and feet in a single session, but the intensity on the upper back was less aggressive than the calf program. For someone who suffers from chronic lower back pain, the chair's ability to roll through the lumbar region with moderate pressure and add soothing heat can feel like a mini therapy session. However, if your primary issue is a tight neck or shoulder knot, you might find the neck-only programs a bit shallow compared to a professional therapist's focused work. Pricing is where the rubber meets the road. This isn't a budget purchase, it sits in the premium range of home massage chairs. The question becomes, does it replace enough spa visits or physical therapy sessions to make the investment worthwhile? If you currently spend $100, $150 per spa visit and go once a month, the chair could pay for itself in a year or two, assuming you use it regularly. The real test is consistency. The chair is built to be a piece of living room furniture you can sit in daily, not just a novelty you pull out once a week. Who should definitely consider buying this chair? If you have a chronic need for muscle recovery, think athletes, people with arthritis, or office workers with daily tension. The